Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Saturday on Lonis Lane. It's Friday night. Some of y'all may be out watching high school football, and I hope you are. I know there's several in this area with Heritage, Gordon Lee, LFO, Ringgold.
Ringgold's got to travel all the way
They've
down.
got to travel
6 hours.
So a lot of great high school games going on. But we're not talking about high school games. We're talking about SEC football. And tonight is our pick'ems. And we have a special guest on tonight. We have Woody B. Woody, say hey to the crowd.
Hey.
Woody is Cody's son, who is to my left. Tyler, as always, is to my right. And we have a couple of great games happening this weekend, week 12 of college football. And understand, guys, we've got most teams only have 3 games left starting this weekend. So you got this weekend, next weekend, and then you've got the rivalry games that are happening the following week of Thanksgiving. So no better way of saying yay for turkey, and then we hate our rivalry team. So I love it. It's the best week of the year. But this week we've got to get through first. Now, last week we did a lot better than we did the week before. We all went 5-1 because we all picked the same games. The week before we went 3-3, and I was kicking myself. I was like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do?"
Yeah.
Because that was my worst week all year, and we don't have anything that we're like. There's no gambling going on to where if the person with the bottom one, he has to do whatever. Should have, because right now Cody's at the bottom of the
Got
barrel.
my secret weapon here this week, though.
Woody is going to be the man. He's going to go undefeated this week. I believe it. But we're going to start tonight with Texas A&M versus South Carolina. Now, South Carolina comes to Texas A&M. It's an early game. It's 12 o'clock. That's a 11 o'clock kickoff at home for Texas A&M. Tyler, who do we have?
All right, so South Carolina A&M is this going to be the game that Sellers breaks out and just throws the ball, be able to use his legs to go against A&M?
He did it against Alabama.
I don't think so. I think A&M's defense this past weekend was really well against Missouri. Was able to hold them by passing and by rushing. A&M, and at this time the spread is at 18 and a half. Give me the Aggies until the SEC championship game.
What about Texas? You got Texas coming up, but in here.
I said what I said. Give me A&M until the SEC championship game.
All right, Woody knows ball. Woody loves watching football. He loves playing football. It's one of the things we do out here in the pool room where we're hosting this. We love to throw the football. And so there will be a lot of times for these picks that I'm just going to look at Woody and let him pick. I think South Carolina's defensive front is really, really good. Can they get after Reed? That's going to be the question. If they can get after Reed, they can make some things happen. I don't think Reed's truly been tested with a defensive front that can just get after him. And once that happens, we'll know. And then I'll be more of a believer. Now, I believe in them. I think they're a good team. I think A&M is a really good football team. And I think Cody Stevens helped coach Woody and myself on his team. And we love Cody and Beckett, don't we? All right, so who are we going to pick?
A&M.
I think we're going to go A&M.
A&M? All right. Well, next game we have is also... A&M. I said A&M.
Okay.
A&M.
Okay. I didn't know if you were going to throw your 2 cents in there or not.
No, I mean, I've been riding A&M hard all year. We're going to continue. The next game is kind of a rivalry game. They border states. You have Arkansas going to Death Valley.
12:45
game. LSU is favored by 5.5 at this point. Cody, you and Woody, what do y'all have?
Who do you think?
LSU.
I think we're going to go with LSU on this one. Arkansas is playing better.
I feel
But
like they faded in the last couple of weeks.
yeah,
though.
but I still think they're playing better.
They are.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of
Van Buren.
Van Buren at quarterback.
I was thinking the same thing. I think you kind of weigh your options here this week of practice with this new interim coach, new interim offensive coordinator, or play caller. I don't know if he's the offensive coordinator, if he's just the play caller. But give me LSU, and I say Van Buren probably starts this game to give him some reps.
It'd be interesting with a struggling offensive line. You definitely want that dual threat quarterback who will slow down a pass rush that everybody's giving them fits about. So I've got LSU in this game. It's just hard to pick Arkansas at this point in the season. So I'm going to go LSU. Next game, Kentucky. Kentucky coming off of kind of a very surprising win. They absolutely rolled Florida, and we all missed that game last week. But
Country Mile.
they played Tennessee Tech.
Who's 10-0?
Who's 10-0, who beat UTC out of Chattanooga, has beat Charleston Southern. What other teams that we might know? Gardner Webb, they won by 6 there. Eastern Illinois, they beat pretty good.
Not Kentucky.
All not Kentucky, but it is Kentucky. So I throw this one up. You pay a team almost probably a couple milli to come play you for the like basically a throwaway game.
So you put Kentucky on upset alert.
I would like to, but I've already wrote down Kentucky. But that was before I looked at what their schedule was and how many they've won. But give me Kentucky.
I don't have to look at their schedule. They have not played anybody to the caliber of a D1 school like this at the level that Kentucky is in. Now I know Kentucky sitting here at 4-5, but I think they go 5-5 this week. Woody, what do you got? Kentucky, you going with the Wildcats. So, the next game, kind of a similar thing. Tennessee is not out of the conversation. They're already bowl eligible, but they're sitting here with 3 losses. They do welcome New Mexico State into Knoxville, same place where they did get beat by Oklahoma pretty handily. Woody, are you going to go with your mom's team and go for the Vols, or are you thinking New Mexico State may pull an upset in Knoxville? Tennessee. Tyler, who you got?
Do I really want to? Yeah, give me Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm going with Tennessee too.
It's New Mexico State. They're 3-6 on the year. Not really played.
I don't think that we saw their best a couple of weeks ago. New Mexico State is coming in. I find it hard to go against Tennessee. I think I'd vote for Tennessee no matter who they were playing this weekend after the way we saw them 2 weeks ago. The next game it's an in-conference. Man, you just don't know what you're going to get with Florida, and it hurts, right? Because Florida goes and they beat a Texas team and then play a Georgia team really, really well. And then they lose to a team like Kentucky. But they're going to Ole Miss.
Going to the Grove, which is a tailgater's dream, guys. If you ever get the chance to go to the Grove and walk around their tailgate area, it's literally chandeliers off of tents. It's like personal chefs out there cooking for the fans. I went there a couple years ago with our brother Durrell and our wives. We went out there for my birthday, and the hospitality out there is unbeatable by any college. I would say personally, Ole Miss is probably the best place to tailgate. Give me Ole Miss over Florida. It's a 15 and a half spread at this time as we film. Give me Ole Miss to get the spread. I mean, they're
Cody, Woody?
Once last week I told you, and Uncle Johnny called us out on it the other night. Die on the hill with DJ at quarterback. I still think it comes down to coaching. I really do. He'll probably transfer and he'll go
wherever Kiffin's at
and be the Heisman Trophy winner. But I'm gonna let Woody pick first, and I'm gonna let Woody pick on his own on this one, and then I may pick as well.
Yeah, no reason to upset Uncle Johnny by coaxing.
So who are you picking, Woody?
Gators.
He's picking the Gators. You little Gator chomper right there, little Gator chomper. Why are we picking the Gators?
Johnny.
Yeah, because Uncle Johnny. Woody's a big fan of Uncle Johnny. But I think that could be a trick game for them if Florida's defense is playing. You still got to look at the receivers. If all the receivers are still out for Florida like they were last week, no excuses, but still if they're all out, got to have somebody to throw it to that's got a scholarship, and they didn't. But it could be a trick game for Ole Miss. It's 2 in a row games that they should win easily. But I think I'm gonna go Ole Miss here.
I'm with Cody because this game could be tricky because Florida, for some reason, comes to play these tough games. Like I said, they beat Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go and they play Georgia very, very closely, and then you lose to a team like Kentucky the way you do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just better football if Florida is competitive in the SEC, and they have not been in the last couple of years. But I'm going to pick Ole Miss in this game. But don't be surprised if this spread does not cover for Ole Miss. And I know I'm a big fan of Trinidad Chambliss, who's at the helm at Ole Miss. We have all forgotten about the actual starting quarterback who lost his job because he got hurt for Ole Miss. So this Ole Miss is a very good team. We were worried about them being young, and they have not missed a beat. So I'm gonna stick with Ole Miss playing better football this year than they did last year with Jackson Dart at the helm. So Ole Miss all the way. You've got in our next game, you've got Mississippi State and Missouri. Missouri's coming off of a kind of a heartbreaking loss to Texas A&M. They go to Mississippi State, who has a SEC win underneath their belt, and only need one win to enter into bowl eligibility. So, Woody, do you want to kick us off here? Missouri.
This is a tough one. You got a freshman quarterback with a really good running game and a decent defense, but I think it's with Mississippi State. I'm going to go with Woody. I think I'm going to go with Missouri here.
All right, so this is where we go off, and one guy's going to pick up a game, one guy's going to drop a game. I think Mississippi State wins this game because of the freshman quarterback playing for Mizzou. Inexperience. He went 7 for 22 last week. Granted, it was his first game, and it was a pretty hostile crowd for Missouri last week.
They played in Missouri.
Like I said, hostile crowd. And if you watch that game,
No, you did not.
yep, I'm gonna stay when I say it was a hostile crowd because A&M was able to go, and then he getting booed. So give me Mississippi State. This is where we go off. Why are you laughing, Taylor?
You can't say it's a hostile crowd in your own home.
Yes, you can. If you're the starting quarterback not doing any good, you're gonna have a hostile crowd.
Oh man,
You're getting booed. You're getting yelled at by your own fans. I mean, that's what was happening. So it's hostile by your own fans.
Who are you picking?
I'm going with Mississippi State. I'm going with Mississippi State just because Mississippi State has a pretty decent defense. You've got a
It's only one pickup, guys. Not you don't get to count that as two, by the way.
Yeah, so Mississippi State is hot. I know they run into a buzzsaw with Georgia in a 21-point second quarter, but Mississippi State, I mean, I think you got to give them this game. I hope they become bowl eligible with this game. All right, so the next two games, we were kind of we went back and forth with these. Who's game of the week? But both have playoff implications.
Yep.
One could have an SEC championship implication, depending on how the rest of the season plays out. But we're going to go with first the 3:30 game, just because it happens at this time period. Oklahoma at Alabama. If you remember correctly, Alabama had to go to Oklahoma last year, and they got beat.
Bad.
It got beat bad. I mean, it was ugly.
Go there and just to kick a field goal.
And so Alabama has a little bit of revenge on the table, but you look at an Oklahoma team who we thought may be down and out with John Mateer not throwing the ball as well, but going to a Tennessee, Knoxville, they are not scared of traveling, and they showed that a couple weeks ago. Halloween game, Tennessee is in all black. I mean, but they were not scared one bit to go in there and handle business and do very well, and they made Alabama fans focus on them. They're coming off of a bye week.
Mm-hmm.
The spread right now is 6.5. Tyler, who do you got?
Alabama.
Woody?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Okay. Cody, you going with Woody?
I think I'm going to go with Woody on this one. It's going to be a close game, especially if Alabama's run game does not improve. I think Alabama's going to have to hit a couple shots, but also the run game's going to improve.
Do you think that Oklahoma brings the house?
I think they take a lot from the LSU playbook, defensive playbook, and bring a lot. So there's going to be a lot of unders, crossing routes, some screens to soften that up a little bit. I always have a check down. That's something I don't think that Ty Simpson and Ryan Grubb had a lot of last week. I think that's something they'll put in, but we'll see.
I don't know if you saw the kind of a cheap shot that Ryan Grubb threw at Brent Venables on Monday, but he said he is real good about picking up signs. Stealing signals. And he says, if you're looking at us, we've changed our signs. So I'm going to go with Alabama in this one. This is the game that if Alabama is going to be tripped up on, this is the game that needs to happen. I know Alabama fans don't want to hear that, but if there's a game that they are going to trip up on, you want it to be this one. It's a number 12 Oklahoma coming into your house. But you'd rather lose this one than a game at Auburn at the end of the season. So I'm definitely going to go with Alabama on this one. But it's a tough one. It's going to be a tough one to call. It may be a tough one to watch. So the last game, and this is going to be the game of the week. It's the Georgia-Texas game. Now, like I said, in the Alabama game, if Oklahoma loses, they're out. They're out of the top 12. They will not be considered for SEC play. They will not be considered in playoff play. They're going to go bowling, but that's about it for them. This game right here, though, is big. Georgia's got to continue to win to even be considered in the SEC championship game, with hopes that Alabama loses to, or A&M loses somewhere along the way. But if you have this game, with Texas, if Texas is able to pull it out in Athens, then Texas is still looking at an opportunity, because they play Texas A&M at the end of the season. If they can win both of these games, they're going to Atlanta and could possibly stir up a lot of things there. So it's an interesting game. I think if Texas loses this game, though,
They're out.
They would be out. But what about when you got a 3-loss Texas team? Do you even consider them to be possible to go to the playoffs with Texas A&M still sitting
You
at
got
the
to
end of
think
the
of
season.
their losses though. They've lost to Ohio State and
Would be Georgia.
They would have beat Georgia,
If
but
they
they lost
if
to
they-
Florida.
the loss to Florida. If they end up beating Georgia, yes. Now if they lose to Georgia, ball game they're going bowling just like
Oklahoma.
if Oklahoma does not beat Alabama, they're just going bowling, and that's So with that being said,
This is a 7:30 game on ABC. The spread right now is at 6.5. Tyler, who do you got?
give me Georgia. I mean, I can't. I mean, Arch Manny's turned it around. Yes, the loss to Florida kind of hurts you. And of course they're coming off a bye week as well. Georgia's basically coming off a bye week playing against Mississippi State. I just don't think Arch Manny's going to be able to throw the ball. He'll be able to use his legs for sure, but I don't think he throws the ball like he did 2 weeks ago, which was against Vanderbilt, and was able to throw for almost 300 and something yards, if I'm not mistaken. He does not do that against Georgia. Georgia's defense is stout. Georgia's offense is really good. I do think Georgia covers the spread at 6.5 against Texas.
Woody, who do you have in this game?
Georgia.
Georgia.
Not
Is there
even
any what's their success, like what's their path to success? Do you know? What do they got to do?
Win Texas.
Beat Texas. Okay.
They got to score more points.
You got to score more points.
That's how you beat them.
Coda, who you got in this game?
I'm gonna stick with Woody on this one as well. I think Georgia is playing well right now, especially offensively. Gunner's doing a great job, and they're taking care of the ball. So we'll see. But I'm going Georgia.
I think the keys to this game for both teams. For Georgia, can Georgia dial up some pressure, which they have not? They've been very vanilla on their defensive play call. Can they dial up some pressure against Arch Manning, make him uncomfortable? We know that he doesn't do well when he's pressured. Can they dial it up and make him uncomfortable in that backfield and keep some islands on their corners to have to play man? If you're able to do that early, I don't think Manning is someone who can come back. I know we saw him do it against Kentucky, but it's Kentucky. It's not a Georgia's defense. And you're not playing in Athens when you play Kentucky. So I think that is your key to success for Georgia. Gunner Stockton is going to do his job. He does very well. He plays very hard. And he's seeing the field very well right now. And he's also making it happen on his legs. For Texas to win, you have to stop the run. You have to stop the run. That's Gunner Stockton. That is Frazier. I was about to say Fitzgerald. That's Frazier, who had an outstanding game against Mississippi State this past weekend. So you've got to be able to stop the run. If you can stop the run on Georgia, can they become a pass-heavy offense without the running game? I don't know. We haven't seen it. Hadn't had to see it this year. So those are my two keys to success. And with that in mind, I picked this game at the beginning of the season. I'm going to take Georgia, and I'm going to keep my pick, even though another pick that I picked earlier in the year did not come to fruition. I thought that Georgia would beat Alabama in Athens. That didn't happen. And this game could just as easily turn out the way that game did. But I'm going to pick Georgia. I'm going to go with the Bulldogs this week. I think Gunner Stockton is playing better 4 quarters of a football game and not just third and fourth.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be hard for them to show up and show out early in this game either. So, guys, that's all the time we have for tonight. We've kept you longer than we wanted to. Woody, thank you so much. How confident are you in your picks? Very confident. That's right. Well, guys, we appreciate all of you for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. and also leave your comments on where you approve and disapprove with us, because we like having those arguments. That's why we're here, and that's why we do what we do. But thank you so much, and as always, it is always Saturday on Lonas Lane. I hope you have a great day.
Thanks, guys.